Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And as you see, today's the big brew day of the Trooper clone that I found. I found this recipe online on Brewer's Friend. So if you want to look for it, just look up Robinson, Trooper clone, and it'll pop up. So anyway, what we got it going into. The reason why I called it Death Trooper is because and you've seen the picture from the you know for the title of the video. That goes back to an old Star Wars book that I read in between the laps before they had the new films coming out when it was Disney takeover. I'm like the old that side of the Star Wars fans, before the new junk that I don't even bother watching and don't consider it canon. But I digress. But anyway, it was a good book, Death Trooper. So not a play on the album by Iron Maiden, but I figured, hey, Death Trooper and that they got a bunch of zombie stormtroopers running around on this ship. Really good book. Um, so we're calling it in honor of that book that I really enjoyed, Death Trooper. This is my version of the Robinson's Trooper Ale. So we have 4 pounds Maris Otter, about 2.5 of Pilsner, half a pound of caramel 120. We got 0.25 torrefied wheat, 0.75 of biscuit, and 0.25 carrot red. I told you this was a big beer, not in the sense of alcohol volume, but big as like it's the biggest grain bill I've worked with in like years. So then and then also with the hops too. We got 2 ounces of hops, of Fuggles going in at 60, and an ounce of Kent Goldings going in at 20 minutes, and then an ounce of Cascade at 10 minutes or 7 minutes, one or the other. And then we're using English style ale yeast. I'm gonna go with this one instead of my Nottingham. See if this is, because obviously I don't know what the brewery uses, but this is the Brew's English style ale yeast instead of doing Nottingham this time. So we'll see how it goes. And yeah, so let me turn around here and I'll show you my setup. All right, there's the mate. So this is the setup for today. I'm gonna get these grains in here. So I'm using the big pot. I haven't used this since I did it on my propane job on the front porch, but I wanted to see how this would work on the stovetop. All right, we're coming up slowly. I mean, because I got this nice gauge here. I'm gonna put my other thermometer in just to make sure. But obviously we need to get to 155. So I'm interested to see how good the flame works. Because I remember like using the propane. It's kind of scary because look, it melted my handle a little bit. So I don't know, man. Propane's scary. So anyway, so I want to try my new pot, basically, instead of the big pot. Now, as you know, normally, so obviously I'm not going to do a full 5-gallon boil in here, but I got three gallons of water in here. So we'll see with lower volume how well it boils on the stovetop with this big heavy-duty steel pot. And as always, my other pot, I would stick it in the oven here. So I'm thinking if I take both these, because I don't have a jacket or anything to cover this with. I mean, I could probably see how the temperature would stay at 155 on the countertop here. But that's if I can't get this big old, as you can see how tall it is. It's almost touching the microwave. If I can get it in here. I think if I pull both those out, it'll fit in there. Barely, I think. It just touches the top. So we'll see. I don't know what the lid. I'm gonna probably get this lid on to make this temperature come up faster. Yeah, so I'm gonna get my other thermometer and my other equipment ready while this is coming up to striking temperature, and then I'll bring you back when we dough in, hopefully, or after I dough in, because this is because Hugo. He lets me down every time. He doesn't hold the camera. He refuses to help me record. He just wants to stand there and drink the beer when the product's done. So it's me by myself on the camera. So as you know, it's very hard to shoot film and get grains in a pot with one hand. So all right, guys. Okay, guys, this is an interesting fact. All right, my thermometer that's in here says we're coming up on 145, and that's not the case because my old thermometer that I normally use in the brew is telling me it's not even 140. So we got a 5-degree difference. Yeah, it's 140. Yep, 140. So,
Watch Colombo Sunday.
Colombo Sunday? Yes, son, it is Colombo Sunday. I will put on an episode of Colombo with a stiff drink later after the brew day is over. But yeah, see now this one's saying this is like 5 degrees off. Lovely. Always test your equipment, guys. That's what I'm learning right now. Because if I didn't have a thermometer, another one. Yeah, see, this is 145. This one's 145. So we got a 5-degree difference between this thing and that. All right, mate. You figured it out, so I'll definitely be doing two thermometers. We are all doughed in. So that's the way we're looking. Like 1 or 2 dough balls I had to really break up, so I'm hoping there's no more. And so we're sitting at, I don't know where my thermometer went. Yeah, 159. So yeah, went up to shut up to 160, 159 on the other thermometer. So we're pretty much, yeah, we're steady. We're similar. Interesting. All right, so I'm gonna mash for an hour and bring you back when I start bringing it up to the boil. Okay, been an hour. That's what we're at. I don't know if you can see that. We're about 3.5 gallon maybe. And there's the 4 right there. So there's about 3 gallon. So coming up to temperature and put the lid on slightly. And we'll see how how we'll come up to the boil here. And then once we get up to the boil, then we'll do 2 ounces of Fuggles. I'm playing on trying to figure out actually what to do here, because now I'm going to have to do hop drops. I don't have a string or nothing attached to these, because normally what I do is I like to keep the bag up top high, clip to the side, but I don't think I'll be able to do that here. It's not, obviously the pot's taller than my other pot, so I didn't think of that. So I guess I'm going to have to tie these off and just keep adding hops in it. I got a big old grain bag here. This will hold all the hops, but I guess eventually I'll have to invest into, what are those things called? A hop spider or something? Oh well. So I guess I'm probably just going to just toss them the hell in then. Just let them float around in there. So with this big old pot, that's what we're getting for a boil. Alright, so, but there we go. I don't think they're going to have to worry about a boil over or any hot break going on, so. Alright, there we go. Let me just give that a second to really get up there running. And then we'll add this 2 ounces of Fuggles. Like I said, I wanted to have to drop it just in because it's too high up to try and clip it, as you can see. It'll just be sticking up out of here. Alright, let's go. Let's do the hop drop. There it is. Alexa, set a timer for an hour.
1 hour, starting now.
Oh boy, now we got some fun going on. Alright, first hop drop in, and I'll bring you back when there's 20 minutes left on the boil, and that'll be the next ounce of hops, which is supposed to be 2 ounces again of East Kent, but like I said, I'm cheap, so I just cut it down to 1 ounce. Whatever, it is what it is. I didn't want to spend those $70 on a beer. I mean, it's like, what, hops are like $3 a pop now. That's why I really don't do IPAs too much. Camera's steaming up. Alright, I'll bring you back when 20 minutes of the boil. There we go. Hop drop. 1 ounce of East Kent Goldings. East Kent Goldings at 20. So there we go. That's the 20-minute hop drop. Now we gotta do Irish Moss at 15, and then at 10, the last hop drop. Okay, 7 minutes left. Boom. I'll stick to the recipe. I was gonna do 10 minutes, but 7 minutes. Cascade, ounce of Cascade at the end of the boil. That's 7 minutes left. I'm going to do flame out, add 3 pounds of Golden Light DME. Get it in the fermenter, and I'll bring you back when we'll chill it, and then get it in the fermenter and all that, and I'll bring you back at the end. Alright, we're chilling, but we're kind of half-ass chilling. Let me see if this thing will focus. It's going to focus or what, man? Technical difficulties. As you can see, the probe, the temperature probe, sticks in all the way like that. So I can't even get my wort chiller. As you can see, I'm like 3 to 4 coils, 5 coils almost out. I managed to pry it in between. And I'm just trying to just mix it around real good with my spoon to chill this down as quickly as possible. Obviously, it's warmer weather, so the groundwater, coming out of the tap ain't that cold. So it's going to be a little bit. But I mean, yeah, I have one other steel pot like this that was gifted to me from my brother. This was bought to me by my brother-in-law, but my brother gave me a bunch of brew equipment from his father-in-law that he's not brewing anymore. So I do have another pot. I gotta see how the probe is temperature. I don't know if that has a temperature probe, but it's probably better than this pot. Even though I like this pot, the design, but I don't like the design. I mean, because this probe just sticks all the way in like that, and you can't get your freaking wort chiller in there. I mean, So I'm like, just trying to keep moving it and getting this thing down. Whew, that was kind of critical. I forgot that I was going to siphon it out of the top like I normally do using my siphon, but I forgot. I could just let it rip out of this. I was going to hook the hose up, but again, even with this pot, the nugget here is way too big for the tubing that I have. So, yeah, see, there's the tube over there. It's way too small, but it does fit on this type of fitting. And the other pot I have in the garage has that type of same fit, the smaller bit. So this pot, I don't know. Sorry, brother-in-law, but it's just a pain in the ass. You can't get your thing in there. To chill it down. This is bigger, so if I wanted to run tubing into the fermenter, that way I won't have to have because I was making a mess here, because it was flowing out. I had to angle it. I had to literally hold this at an angle, and as the wort fills up, it gets pretty heavy. And I noticed this pot boils a lot faster off than my other stock pot, lobster pot, because it was down to I only had like 2 gallons of wort. Normally I have 3 after I top up. So, I don't know. So, I had to really top up like 3 to 4 gallons to get this up to 5 gallons. So, hopefully that doesn't do anything to it. I mean, we're still sitting at 1090 according to this. So, I know those numbers ain't right. Alright, so I'm going to get this. This is all sanitized. So, this is going back in there. And I'm going to pitch the yeast before any more hiccups happen. We're sitting right at 70, right, Hugo? Yep, right at 70 and dropping, or just staying at 70. So that's great, temperature-wise. It's not too hot here yet. It's only it's only 67 outside, so we're good. That's the color. I'll bring you guys back in 2 weeks, and we'll try the Death Trooper and see how it tastes. Well, 2 weeks we'll be kegging it, so that's what we'll do. All right, till we do it again, my friends. Remember, let's set sail.